You might think you know the red flags, that you've seen them on TikTok, you've heard them from friends. But let's be honest, most of us don't spot a red flag. We redecorate it and call it potential. Welcome to Dating Red Flags, When to Walk Away and When to Run, where we mix ancient Stoic wisdom with modern emotional dumpster fires to help you survive the dating scene without needing therapy. Again, Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Translation: you can't control your partner's nonsense, but you can control how long you keep entertaining it. The illusion of chemistry. Chemistry. That electric spark that makes your brain say, "This must be love," when in reality it's your childhood trauma doing cartwheels. Stoic lesson: not every spark is divine intervention. Sometimes it's just emotional gasoline. Seneca said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." In modern dating terms, you're not in love, you're in projection. You're dating the idea of them. The version in your head who texts back and doesn't forget plans. Mixed signals equals clear answers. If they like you, you'll know. If they don't, you'll be confused. Mixed signals aren't mysterious. They're communication laziness in disguise. Epictetus said, "What upsets people is not things themselves, but their judgments about things." Meaning, stop overanalyzing every emoji. If someone's interest feels like a puzzle, that's your sign. They're not serious. You shouldn't need a PhD in emotional decoding to know if someone cares. The performer personality. Ever dated someone who acts like they're auditioning for best partner in a trailer? They say all the right things early on, love bombing you with flattery, until you realize their actions have the consistency of South African Wi-Fi. Marcus Aurelius warned, waste no more time arguing about what a good person should be. Be one. Translation: don't listen to speeches. Watch patterns. When someone tells you who they are, believe them. When they show you, take notes and exit. Emotional breadcrumbs. They don't ghost you, they breadcrumb you. They give you just enough attention to keep you hooked, but not enough to build anything real. Stoics would call this attachment to externals. You're chasing validation instead of peace. Seneca might have said it like this: "He who depends on another's attention is never free." When someone's affection feels like a reward system, congratulations. You're not in a relationship. You're in a loyalty program. The boiling point: recognizing modern rage. Modern dating rage. That unique fury that comes from seeing your ex post a healing era reel 3 hours after ghosting you. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react that matters." In other words, don't let someone else's emotional immaturity rent space in your head. When anger becomes your default, you're not stoic, you're simmering. Learn the difference between reacting and responding. Ancient answers. What Stoicism offers. Stoicism isn't about being emotionless. It's about emotional discipline. It's not don't feel. It's don't let feelings drive the bus straight into your ex's DMs. Marcus Aurelius said, "If it's not right, don't do it. If it's not true, don't say it." Apply that to dating and suddenly ghosting, gaslighting, and late night "you up" texts stop looking so romantic. The Stoic shields. Protecting your peace. Your peace is the prize, and your boundaries are the shields that protect it. A Stoic doesn't chase what they can't control. They invest in what they can, their energy, their standards, their response time. You can't stop people from being inconsistent, but you can stop yourself from over-explaining to someone who already understands. They just don't care. Seneca said, "Associate with those who make you better." In modern translation, if they make you anxious, you're not growing, you're shrinking. When you're being played, the subtle tells. How do you know when you're being played? Simple, you're doing all the emotional labor, and they're just showing up for the perks. They remember your favorite song, but not your boundaries. They apologize, but never change. They say you're overreacting when you're underappreciated. A Stoic sees through words and looks at actions, because the truth doesn't need defending. Lies do. Epictetus would say, first tell yourself what you would be, then do what you must do. Translation: don't settle for potential when consistency is possible. When to walk away versus when to run. Here's the rule of thumb. Walk away when they're incompatible. Run when they're deceptive. If they disrespect your time, walk. If they disrespect your peace, run. If they manipulate your emotions and call it love, sprint like you're late for your Stoicism class. Marcus Aurelius would have ghosted with dignity. He'd just write in his journal, "She was chaos, I chose virtue," and move on. Your Stoic dating toolkit. Here's your modern Stoic dating toolkit. No subscription required. Pause before reacting. Silence is the new power move. Observe patterns. Words are cheap. Consistency is currency. Don't chase. What's meant for you won't breadcrumb you. Journal. Don't text your ex. Write to your higher self, not your lower impulses. Detach with grace. Let them go. Stoically, stylishly, without needing closure from chaos. Remember, dating is a mirror. It reflects your standards, not your worth. And if someone ever calls you too much, tell them, "No, my dear, you're just too little." Stay calm. Stay stoic. And if all else fails, block, breathe, and laugh like Seneca on vacation. And if they call you crazy, say thanks. Marcus Aurelius would too.